There is the Don Tricasto channel, and we are back with another episode of Seth and Kash Nature Stash. I made you guys a little song. It's going to sound better on the next episode. And it goes... Seth and Kash Nature Stash. Seth and Kash Nature Stash. Look, I'm at the tip shop. And I found some bumblebees. Look at the size of them. Quite big for a bee. Compared to my hand, they're huge. Come here, fat boy. Massive, eh? Pretty big. See ya, mate. Let's look who it is. This is just off our balcony. We're standing on our balcony. Pretty cool, hey else?
Very cool.
There he is. Come on, buddy. Just before he was using his claws to kind of like rip open a branch and get at the ants and stuff. There you go, buddy. I don't know. I hope you guys don't get sick of echidna videos because most of the year we don't get to see him. Well, not most of the year, but a lot of the year. And I just think it's special every single time. Okay, he's gone back under the blackberry, so we won't see him again for a bit. But every time I see an echidna, I just get so happy. How about you, Els?
Very.
So, these are the other macropods we get around here. These are called Bennett's wallabies. I think they've got joeys at the moment as well. They're a little bit bigger than the patamelon. I reckon they're pretty cool. Oh yeah, here's that blackbird nest that Ilsa sent a photo of. Ooh. You know, the one that had the two birds and then the two blue eggs or green eggs? They actually ended up all hatching. G'day guys. Now blackbirds are not a native species, they're a non-native species. You might have heard a nursery rhyme about blackbirds. About 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. Well, they're not native, so I don't really like them being around. I'd rather a native bird be around here. But they kind of stay out of the way. They don't really come out during the day. They seem to mostly come out early in the morning and then right before the sun goes down. So they kind of stay out of the way of the native birds, but I don't know. I'd rather they weren't around. You can see they're actually brown, not black, but the males turn black and get a bright orange beak. They're pretty distinctive, pretty easy to spot when you see a male blackbird. He's all black and he's got a bright orange little beak. And I guess some of these might be males and become blacker blackbirds a bit later. I don't think you'll be able to see much from here, but there's a big wedge-tailed eagle up in that tree. He's right there. And the other birds are not happy that there's a wedgie around. They're all ganging up and being like, "Hey, get out of here, you big bastard." Just before, we saw crows and currawongs chasing him away. Hey, else?
Yep.
Oh, they're not happy. And he's not too phased. He's saying, oh, there he goes, ruffling up his feathers. He's saying what he's going to do about it. Right? What he's going to do about it.
I'm 5 times yours.
I'm massive. Here we have a dusky wood swallow. Where is it? I can't see. Oh yeah, on top of the antenna there. One of our favourite seasonal birds. They're not here most of the year, but they've turned up recently and they're making a nest in one of the big gum trees at the moment. And they're being very cute and very protective. There's a pair of them, and they go off and they collect sticks for their nest. And when they fly back, they go, and they sound like a little pig in the sky. And right here, right in there is their nest. There's 2 of them, and they keep going out and collecting sticks for their nest, and then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying back through the air and going. And then flying They seems to be their happy noise. And they're little, but they're doing such a good job of protecting their turf. Yeah, they're chasing off birds like 3 to 4 times their size and just going, "Oi, get out of here, we're building a nest." Oh yeah, just popping out to the shops with Elsa. And it's another echidna in the neighbour's yard.
Aww, cute.
What a good spot.
Oh, he's really getting into that ground, isn't he? He's pulling up some ants.
That's his butt out the back, hey? His head's
No,
up.
his head's facing us.
Oh, his head's facing us.
Yeah, he's just sticking to the ground.
I thought he had a butt face.
No.
Oh, there he is. Good job, mate.
Get in there.
A cup of tea and a bumblebee. Look at the size of him. I wonder if we can see. Look at the big. Look at his, just behind his back legs. Where is he? He's carrying a big bunch of pollen. It looks like it's just part of his decoration. He's yellow, but see that big yellow bit? That's a big bit of pollen. He's collecting it, and I don't know where his nest is. His hive, I mean. See how big he is compared to the honeybees? He's massive. And he's got all that pollen. Good job, mate. Alright, I'm out here digging a wheelbarrow full of dirt. It's actually compost that we bought from a big cherry farm nearby. They make this compost for their trees and they sell it as well. It's really good stuff. It's been sitting here for almost a year, but I think it means it's been getting better. Digging a big wheelbarrow full of dirt, and I'll show you why in a moment. Hey, look, there's a worm. Well, there's the empty wheelbarrow, and there's the pile of compost with some other actual just dirt. And this is a pile of wood from the neighbours that was put here months ago. And this is my new veggie enclosure, which was built just before Poppy passed away, and I had to rush up to Mackay. So when spring and summer come along, you got to get if you want lots of veggies in spring and summer, mainly in summer, you got to get your plants in the ground. So these are almost all of these are grown from seedlings that Ilsa and I we planted seeds, and we had them on our windowsill in a warm spot back in August and September, so like a few months ago. And we've slowly been moving them outside when it gets warm enough. Each plant's a little bit different. And we didn't get to these before we left. These are some things that were growing on the windowsill. And they've been, poor little guys, they've been stuck in these little tiny pots. These are little organic pots. They're actually made out of material that you can just put straight in the ground. See, it's kind of cardboardy. But inside there, they're all root bound. Root bound means that in too small of a container, and they've been in that container for too long, and they can't get any bigger because they're basically stuck being the size of their little container. They can't get any bigger. So what I need to do is put them into these bigger bags, and these are all ones we did before Poppy passed. So we've got capsicums, we've got tomatoes, coriander, lettuces, wombok, which is like an Asian vegetable, more coriander. We've got oregano, which is a herb for cooking. That's a couple of empty pots. We've got tomatoes. This is one type of tomato. And then these 4 are another type of tomato, and these are cucumbers. So it's a busy time in the garden in spring and summer, and we've got work to do. But if these guys are going to have a chance to grow, I kind of need to do something with them now, because they're past the point of, I think they're starting to die. So what we're going to do, I don't have any more bags. We haven't been able to go to the shop to get more bags because we've had COVID. So just in an effort to save these plants, these seedlings, we're going to put some dirt and some compost in these little pots here, transfer as many of the seedlings as we can, and just give them a chance to live in a bigger pot for a while before, as soon as I start testing negative for COVID, as soon as I get rid of COVID, I can go and buy some more bags and put them in bigger pots, and you're going to get an update next week about how everything's going. See that, boys? See that? Root bound. If I peel all this off, oh. See that? You can see it's just roots all the way around. It can't grow anymore It's probably used up all the food in that dirt, in that compost that I've grown it in, and it's just got nowhere to go. Just flick this bit of wood over and all these guys are living in there. What are you doing? Little weirdos. Nah, they're probably cool. I just don't know what they are. Alright, time to pot up some little plants. The wind's blown away what the labels on them, so I don't even know exactly what this is. I think these are called red roaster capsicums. Now the ones I was most excited about in terms of the capsicums that I planted. This time of year, we're actually a little bit late because we've been in Mackay and we've had COVID, but we should probably already have all of our tomatoes, all the nightshades. So there's a group of plants called nightshades, which includes tomatoes, eggplants, capsicums. What else? There's big ones I'm missing that I can't remember. But lots of plants that people eat are nightshades. They're from America, from South America, I think. And they become very popular all over the world. And it's time to get this guy into a little pot. I wonder if you'd see it better if he was here. Is that better? There we go. And just pop him in there. Always important when you plant a seedling to push it down. You got to push it down nice and firm so he can get his grips in. There we go. So he's very stunted. He's been in these tiny little pots. These are the ones for a long time, but I reckon we might have got to him in time, and all these ones hopefully will be okay if we get some decent weather and if I get them all in pots today. I just remembered what the other nightshades were. So far we've got capsicums, eggplants, tomatoes, there's three, and then there's also potatoes, gotta love potatoes, and chilies. Sethy, I think you like chilies, you like spicy stuff. Kash, do you like spicy stuff? I love it. Okie dokie, that's a scorpion, boys. Now, be very careful if you see scorpions. You've probably seen some. I know your dad loves scorpions. He's pretty small, but he's the biggest one I've seen. I've seen a few of these guys in our compost, and this guy is the biggest, and he's got kind of like a red, get out of there, he's got red nippers and red tail, and I do not want any part of him. I'm gonna put him on a stick and flick him out of the garden. How cool, eh? He's not shy either, coming towards me. He might be a bit aggressive. Alright, he's in here with a bit of dirt. Hopefully you can see him. Hopefully he doesn't bite me. There he is. You can see him in there. Yep. Alright, we'll just take him and tip him out down the hill. Don't worry, mate. Yeah. Put a little something in here. You hang it in there. Find something to kill and eat. Well, we did pretty well. These are all of the capsicum and eggplant seedlings that I had, and they were the ones that looked like they were suffering the most. The tomatoes are hanging in there. I don't know, but I've already got a bunch of tomatoes planted, so I'm not too worried if these goes to waste, but I don't want to do that. But what I do have left is shallots. These are Roderick shallots. Yeah, I sowed these seeds way back in September. So what's that? Nearly like over 12 weeks ago or something? No, more like 10 weeks or something. There's shallots, and then there's onions. I'm going to put these shallots in that empty one, and the onions in that empty one. And I've got the very last two tomatoes that I want to plant. These are called Calmart tomatoes, and they're an early variety, which means that they fruit earliest in the season. So out of all the tomatoes I got left, I chose these two because hopefully there'll be fruit on them by Christmas. We'll see. But the rest is going to have to wait until next week because I'm running out of time to edit and upload this video. I hope you enjoyed it, boys. I had the best fun making this. I can't wait to make next week's. I love you so much. Signing off from Kettering in beautiful Tasmania.